Minutes. Are there any corrections or changes? Can we get an approval of the minutes?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second for approval of the minutes. All in favor, voting sign aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? And the motion is carried. All right, can we get a motion to go into the public hearing to hear on SP 1/2026 Jacob and Mary Turner Family Incorporated?
I make a motion on public.
Second.
Move the properly second that we go into a public hearing to hear about SP 1/2026 Jacob and Mary Turner Family Incorporated.
All right, the applicant is Mr. George Turner, who's here tonight. He's applied for a special use permit on property located at 28 Scotland Drive, which would allow him to hold up to 4 special events per year at his property. I think everybody is probably familiar with the property. They built a family center on that property. I think it's been 15 or 20 years ago now. The property consists of 25 acres. It's located in the Nottaway district. The property is on A1 agricultural. When you look at the adjacent properties, they are all zoned A1 agricultural. When you look at the character of the area, it's open farmland, woodland, very limited street residential. Like I said, he's seeking approval for a special use permit that would allow him to host special events. I think Mr. Turner's had several people who contacted him that wanted to use the facility, kind of like they do at Tucker's Pond. Tucker's Pond several years ago got a special event permit. They have special events like that, so he's seeking to do the same thing. When you look at the county's comp plan, this is a rural development area. It's the intent of that rural development area for that area to maintain its agricultural rural development qualities. When you look at the comp plan's quality of life chapter, the comp plan refers to community assets that contribute to the level of satisfaction and happiness of citizens in Greensville County regarding such things as health care, opportunities for quality education and cultural enrichment, safety, and opportunities for civic and community engagement. The quality of life areas talks about the public services that provides what I previously mentioned to the concerning the quality of life chapter. It also encompasses privately owned businesses and services and community organizations. And it's up to those private organizations like this also provide sufficient entertainment, cultural, and enrichment opportunities for the community to engage in. Special events can be a form of recreation, entertainment, and cultural activities. While these events will be provided by the private sector, it is meeting the needs of the citizens of Greensville County. While approving this request might improve the ability of there should be public sector. It would not improve the ability of the public sector to offer opportunities and furtherance of the plan, but now will be contrary to the plan. Therefore, staff's opinion that conducting this request is well within the intended purpose of the county's comprehensive plan. Anytime we issue special use permits, we put special safeguards, which are presented as conditions in place that will govern the activities that take place upon this property. The purpose of these conditions is to protect the surrounding properties from nuisances that might come from that activity. Because the event will be a seldom occurrence, which will be conducted in the area of the county with low density development, and the comprehensive plans notes the need for improved recreation activity. Staff recommends approval of other requests with conditions noted below that address public health, safety, and general welfare. And y'all all read conditions and everything, so I'm not going to go over each and every condition. If you have any questions concerning staff report, I'll be glad to answer them. Mr. Turner's here if you want to ask him any questions, or if he wants to get up and speak, he can certainly come up as the applicant and speak.
I thought the conditions were good, comfortable with the hours. Seemed very reasonable.
Nice big place.
What you said, I guess that just asking for 4 events per week.
That's what orders, take a special event you can do for. Now, if Lynn Pope wants to rent it, I can also come in, get a special use permit on this property, this is allowed him to do for.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But what happens is, and I think he will attest to it, he has a lot of people that want to come in, we want to do something in July. Well, it's June right now, you can't go through the special use permit process to get everything in place for that July date. So I told him it would benefit him to come in and get a special event permit, that way he can have 4 type events. But if I wanted to start a music festival and use his place, I could also come in and get one. Same as it was anywhere else.
Okay, so
So,
let me sure I'm understanding. Okay. He has somebody booked in August. I decided I want to come in September. And August is his 4th. He's using this on the 4th. So if I want to come in, I have to come in and get a special event.
and that would be beneficial if somebody has like annual type events, like we have the first annual gospel festival, music festival. They can come in and get that permit. And as long as they can do it up to 4 times a year, but they don't have to. They do it next year and next year, as long as they don't lapse 2 years, but gospel event keeps on going. So yeah, he can definitely do more than 4 if he sends these other event organizers in here to get a permit.
And how long they can take to get that. I came in and I wanted,
Yeah, just be like in special use permit, planning commission years.
so it's about 60 days, about 60.
And that's why he went ahead and came in and got this, because he's tried to come in before when people approached him, we didn't have time to do it.
George, did you understand my question?
Yeah, he knows to predict when he's been.
How's everybody going? This whole operation, I'm new to this. I never been in here.
Okay.
Been here all my life. I'm glad to be here today because I'll be a part of it. Like Mr. Pope said, we've been out there with a farm, man, 100-acre farm. It's been incorporated. So, and a lot of people have came to us and said, why can't we have something out here like Tucker's Pond? We like, well, we had set it up, but then when we got to the ball game, the picture didn't show up. They get my picture. So we had to regroup and reschedule. So we're hoping that we get on the right track now, where we can be a part of this thing.
Here's my question. Okay, I want to make sure you understood this. Because let's say, for instance, you've used it your 4 events.
Right.
Okay, and I came out in August and I want to do it in October.
Right.
So I just want to make sure you understand that I want to make sure that if somebody come in and you use your full event,
Right.
if they come in August, they can't get it in September because they got to come for a planning commission.
Right.
So I just want to make sure you understand.
Right.
If you use your 4, it'll probably take you at least 60 days. If somebody came in and said, can we use your event? You said, well, you got to go through this.
Right.
So if you want to do it in August, the earliest you probably get it is October.
Right.
I want to make sure.
Right. Oh, yeah, I got that.
Okay.
We've already discussed all that, so.
Yeah.
Any products, or you're very comfortable?
Yes, sir. For right now, well, I'm hoping that if it goes like I see Tucker Pond going, I would like to have more than 4, but I got to go with the program right there.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
So how do we come up with number 4?
That's what the ordinance states, you can have up to 4 per year.
yeah. Then I mean, it's not a problem because I'm just starting, we just started. I was concerned about the time frame, 12 noon to 9 at night. I was concerned about that a little bit.
We can adjust that tonight.
Okay.
That's what you
Because
consider.
I know a lot of people in the summertime, 9 o'clock.
It's kind of early in the summer,
Yeah.
and we definitely can.
But I don't want to overstep my boundaries.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Mr. Attorney, you might want to allow 90 days for that process, just to be on the safe side.
Right.
In case you have bad weather and
Right.
who knows?
Right, yeah, yeah.
But no, we can discuss the time, all the other conditions, were you good with that?
Everything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, summertime, it doesn't get dark till about 9.
Right.
I got a positive thing to say about this, because my lane is right across. I got a thing in the middle of because I'm a landowner right across the road. I have been to the car show before. It's a really good deal. It's a beautiful cause that they have. Everything that they have had in the past, permit or not, that the tournaments have run has been very well managed and held. And, you know, I hunt and do a lot across the road.
Right.
And even when they're having events and stuff, it's very, it has been very well handled, and the way, you know, what they do, have already done, you know, has, you know, typically been really, I came to the car show. It's pretty cool, but, see those beautiful older cars.
Right.
So from that perspective, anything that they have done themselves, there has, you know, they've handled just, you know, the crowd. Yeah, they've handled the crowd, you know, the stuff very well, and I've not had any issues.
What time would you recommend?
Well, no, I will, I'm not in this by myself, right?
I would say this, George, I know most events, and I think 10, maybe 11, I would say 11.
11 is good, because I'm ready to go home by then.
Because I'll be ready to go
I have been in your facility. I've attended several events.
Okay.
It's very nice, well run.
Okay.
And it does take something to break down and get out of there, so.
It doesn't include breaking down and getting that done.
Okay.
Yeah, that never include that. And we don't have to put a time limit in it.
Okay.
We already have existing laws in place where, he would never do this, but example, like the one they had earlier, or last year, where you had 3 miles away from the DJ. You know, we got laws in place.
And that's one question I had about if somebody comes in, it's not the Turners to do it.
Right.
And that'll be a separate special use
Right, yeah,
permit.
it'd be another problem.
So in that case, because I, you know, like I said, I've lived, you know, been around him all my life. And if they had a problem with somebody else, that permit could be revoked separately. If he, you know, somebody comes in and rents it and gives them all these promises that it's gonna be running the way they do it, and it doesn't, that wouldn't affect his special use permit, but the county could come and say,
It's a separate permit.
right,
You know,
if they didn't meet the conditions or whatever, became a nuisance, the other permit could be pulled if they had a problem or something.
And I was also, George, I'm looking at, this is my wife, because she's not mine. And then we talk upon, right? So I would assume that I know every time we do anything out there, that would be someone from Jacob Turner would be out there that night. It wouldn't be just that group, someone from the organization, right?
Right,
Okay.
yes,
That's the organization.
Yes, to shut it down when the foolishness
Right.
starts.
We normally don't let stuff after 12.
You just wanna do away with the time limit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but like I said, we normally, like this past weekend, we had a war service out there, but they was on by 8 o'clock.
And that's not a special
Yeah.
event, but
Yeah, I'm just saying, most of the time when they have someone on the weekend, the biggest thing we have out there is family reunions.
and that's not a special event.
Birthdays, baby showers.
Yeah.
We haven't really had a big event like Tucker's Pond. But we would like to see, like I said, several people came to us and wanted to know, but now we know the process.
Well, the car show's got food too, so
Yeah.
that's,
Yeah.
Just keep up with that new bill they got, you're gonna have to take taxes out, that's going through
Oh,
too.
yeah.
Talk with y'all, need to make sure to keep up on that, don't nobody get in trouble.
Now, what was that?
They got a bill where they're gonna start charging state taxes on events and stuff. I don't agree with it, but, and it might not pass, but
Right.
it's just one
Yeah.
Well, the odds are, he would.
God's laws. Everything you order from Amazon, anything like that.
Yeah,
Charge state tax, special events like this, any event, state taxes on, so it's 50 some of them, I believe, in the taxes.
So they gonna stop taxing our social security tax?
I just left.
Are they gonna stop taxing our social security
I
tax?
don't know.
Nobody said anybody that had any power said we'll oppose anything, but we on the local level oppose everything that is.
It's 50 to new taxes.
Then how will they tax a special event?
I don't know how they're gonna do it, but it's in the labor.
Yeah. I guess it's probably a per event fee, probably or a percentage of, like it's 5% of whatever, whoever rented it paid.
Yeah.
Just like you would like if you, tell me when you work on your car, so if you get a $800 bill and $400 is labor, you're gonna pay 5.5% on the labor now, not just the parts.
Yeah, also on this person, based on people on maintenance on your house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Anything, all that, you take your car to the shop.
Yeah, that's what
buy
I
it.
had, appreciate it. That's
All
what
that. Anyway,
Okay, do we have any other discussion for Jacob and Mary Turner family, SP1 2026? Any other discussion from the public? Any other public comments? All right, can we get a motion to go back into regular session?
So.
Second.
It's been moved and properly second that we go back into regular session. All in favor, please vote and sign aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? So it looks like we're removing number 8 altogether. And changing the word from private to public.
that's in the staff report, yeah. That doesn't need to be changed for permanent sale, that was just in my report.
Are we prepared to vote?
I'm prepared to make a motion to approve with the conditions as presented.
And I say. We don't have no time, right?
Yeah, presented,
Because, am I right, Lynn, you got noise, I wouldn't like if somebody,
that's why I say you really,
Yeah.
I say.
Alright, so we have a motion to approve, SP1 2026 and as amended. And second, are we prepared to vote?
Yes.
Are we doing a roll call vote?
Roll call. Ms. Wiggins,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Mr. Thompson,
yes.
Dr. Chapman,
Yes.
Jeff Robinson,
Yes.
Ms. Bird,
Yes.
Ms. Ogle,
Yes.
Mr. Antoine. Yes. Dr. Flowers.
Yes.
Very good.
Right.
Right, motion is carried.
This will go to the board, at their March, I'm not sure what day the first Monday is.
March 2nd.
March 2nd board meeting. So we'll have another public hearing at that meeting. All right.
Do we have any other matters to discuss?
Got it? I think we discussed before we started.
Well, I would like to say one thing, with this solar bill that's coming through, if it goes through like it's presented, it says considered, and we can legally, if it doesn't change between now and the governor signing it, we can still legally decline solar projects.
Correct.
They're gonna be looking for us to have reasons, legitimate reasons to do so. I think there are still legitimate reasons to do so, but the language to get it passed, they struck required to consider.
What's the reason what makes it gonna happen? The bill passed. It's still coming for the local governing body, whether it's the city or from the county. We still have the right to deny. But what's gonna happen is we as the board, this board, and any other local board, would have to write to the FCC and explain to them how you deny.
And another issue that we're fighting right now, you heard me talking to Chris about going to testify to State Cooperation Commission. There is a route, it's always been in place where these developers can bypass local approvals, and that's to go through the State Corporation Commission and get a certificate of public necessity. And none of them have done it because it's very, very costly to go that route. It takes some time. But Monarch Solar, which we turned down the part of Greensville, and then we were going to turn down the power line until they withdraw in the substation, until they withdrew their permit. But part of it's been approved in Brunswick, and they've come back. They're circumventing local decisions. And they going that right to the FCC trying to get this, public certificate of necessity.
They've been the most aggressive of any
They
of
have
them.
been the most aggressive, they also been the dirtiest people out there.
Yes, no
Talking
question.
to neighbors, and I'll just give you examples. You know, a lot of this land they want to develop is timber company land. Well, the timber companies, how do they pay the taxes? They rent it to local hunt clubs. Well, they come in, if you don't give me a letter of support from your hunt club, we'll take all the land.
Oh, no.
And they've been strong on people like that. I got a bunch of friends that's strong on. And that's just dirty, in my opinion.
It is.
You know,
I will say this since you're mentioning this. In our language that we sent to the SEC, which the meeting will be on the 18th of March.
I said fourth, but it's 18th, you're right.
It's gonna be in March.
Yeah, March.
18th of March, okay. And here's what we said this on the Green County Board of Supervisors. And this is a question I continue to ask over and over again. You can put a switch station in Brumley County, and you can use the Brumley County Dominion plan. So why are y'all trying to force this over in Greensville County, which I don't understand? Okay, it's cheaper, but in talking to some of the board members, of course, in Brumley County, they said we didn't realize that it actually could. So in our letter, we did, all that is in the letter that we sent to the FCC, that you all can definitely put the switch station in Brumley County and you can use the Brumley County power station. So I don't think people realize that. So I don't see why a neighbor would force themselves on another neighbor when you all can do it. See, it was originally thought that it could not be done in Brumley County. But I did my research and in our letter, it stated that yes, it can be done. The only thing they got, I think the switch station had to be somewhere up Denwood. I think the distance was cost.
If they go that way, it'll be on the same line, the time that you may have to speed up and do it. We're the closest.
Right.
They can come to us on the Richard Shore property. They can go up past Cut Bank, the power line goes through Denwood, or they've got to go farther to Brunswick County, back toward Freeman County. We're the closest with the cheapest, that's why they're just.
And what Russell put in the letter when we sent the letter to the FCC was, it was cost. It's not that they can't do it in Brumley County, it all comes back to cost.
Did they
But
not
we don't
know
own
to
it.
do it?
Huh?
Did they not?
No, they know they can do it.
Urban green areas, yeah.
They know.
And, you know, so I've sent some stuff to y'all about the negative things going on with solar farms. When Mr. King talked about going to write a position on the SEC for a project, some of that research that we have that is legitimate, we're gonna need to lean on that research when we say no to a project. An example is one that we considered a while back that is surrounded by wetlands. And when you've got the factual fines where these companies are being fined hundreds of thousands of dollars for not being able to control the water, and you're talking about contaminating wetlands, that's a legitimate reason to deny one to take it to the SEC. Another legitimate reason, and this one just came out, and I don't know if I sent it to y'all or not, but goes back to, and Angela Wilson's been up here a lot, we're concerned about the one that's coming right in next to her, or wants to, the contamination of well water because we're on drinking water and the PFAs and all of these chemicals. Well, Lay's Corporation for potato chips has just come out and told folks in Idaho that they have seen where solar farms have been, and it's contaminated the land and contaminated with shards of glass and the chemicals. And Lay's is saying if solar has ever been on a piece of land, we will not buy potatoes. So I don't think Lay's, as big as they are, would preclude that if they didn't have the science behind it.
And another important thing, and Chris mentioned it, you got to have legitimate reasons to deny. And that's why in our staff reports, we give y'all the ammunition, legitimate reasons. So we will continue, if we ever get another application, we'll continue to have those reasons, and we need to, and you can add reasons, you don't have to go with what we say, but you have to have a reason. If you don't have a reason, that opens us up for legal action. So that's why we put those recommendations. We give you recommendations if you want to vote for it or against it.
Right.
You know, we're not just saying against it,
So
but
most of the reasons have to do with our comprehensive plan.
correct.
How strong is that for us to stand on? Because it really covers us in
Correct.
most of these situations.
Comprehensive plan is not law.
So, okay, that's right.
Suggestions.
Okay,
Zoning ordinance is law.
okay.
Now, what I'm hoping, we still have avenues for solar. We allow it in the TOD. We allow it on the industrial and commercial zone properties if they want to provide power for their facilities. And in any access, they can sell, charge that. So I'm hoping that's going to satisfy the state. I don't know. We'll have to see
Well,
how
and
this bill turns out.
And when you talk about the comprehensive plan, another thing that we have to report on a negative decision that's in one of these bills is they ask you, when was the last time your comp plan was updated? So, yeah, so they're gonna be looking at comp plans as well as a way to try to strip power away from us. But I think sometimes if these projects come before us, we have like a 60-day window to look at them. Sometimes we may need to meet, and we may need to meet and need to consider more information and may sometimes need to delay a decision so we can go out to the piece of land, we can look at all of the stuff to, in other words, sometimes we come and you get a week and a half's notice and you got a packet. Well, if we've got to really focus on reasons for some of these projects we're going to deny, whether it's the well water or whatever it may be, sometimes we may need to take up 2 meetings to look at it.
Lynn, question. At some point in time, I thought that we had like in Greensville County, we've approved 6. Of course, that wasn't out, when we said that, we told we've already approved 6.
Yes.
So we put it in. So wasn't each county was like obligated? I thought we were somewhere with that way.
Well, our position is we've done our share, we don't want any more than some of these other counties.
And the other part of that related to the doing your part and what you see coming out in the Energy Lobbies magazine, we actually made this magazine, when they didn't even spell our name correctly, they said Greenville County, Virginia. But Greensville County, Virginia, and what they said is, Greensville County wants to do data centers, but they're not allowing solar. Now you want
That's
to
wrong.
talk about
That's wrong.
totally destroying the truth.
And it's wrong.
Because we have 6 solar facilities, of which none of the power stays here locally. So it's not true that we don't have any solar, but that's what the
And
magazine
we
reads.
also, the only place we allow data centers is in the TOD overlay, and we allow utility scale solar. But here's what you will hear from the data people. Utility scale
Won't
solar
touch it.
is the most inefficient.
Yeah,
It is.
So the projects we have, they set aside these areas for future generations, and that's gonna be these little packaged nuclear
Yeah.
generation plants. Small.
yeah, it's just not enough power. So, yeah, but we have avenues, but we're gonna have to,
Have to be,
because we're gonna have to
Careful.
report to the SEC. Yeah, we're gonna have to, it can't be, you're not gonna be able to say, but just we wanna preserve agricultural and forest land. Now, you could, based on how much land has been taken out of production,
Right.
you could argue that so much of our agricultural land and timberland has been taken out of production, and you can also use that as an argument, but you're not gonna be able to just say, we're gonna have to have some numbers behind us.
Yeah, to make it credible.
Right, what percentage of agricultural land is gone because of development? What percentage of our timber industry that, have we lost because of this? Not just in general terms, which a lot of us may feel we know because we live here, that's not gonna be quite.
well, we also have what the state is determined as prime farmland. Same with your wildlife habitat areas and county woods, 'cause that's high.
Yeah,
I forgot the proper term, but, we noted that in the last application too, when you look at the state, that's high habitat for wildlife, endangered species, all that, so there's plenty of ammo we have, we just need to make sure we dot our i's, cross our T's.
All right, we can talk about solar all night. I'm so passionate about it. I do. Is there anything else we need to discuss? All right, can we get a motion to adjourn this meeting? Yes.
Second.
And second, that this meeting is now adjourned. Thank you all. We can vote. We have to
Everybody said
vote.
that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, any opposition? We're adjourned.
Have a good night.
You too. Thank you so much, Mr. Thompson. Very educated.
So how long was our statement?
30 minutes time. What? What time we got here?
That's it.
Yes. Yes, well.
Everything came out because-
And then I reached out to you. Yeah. Back out.